Hello and welcome to Alumni Stadium for today's coverage of varsity soccer here as Braintree and Walpole set to take the field. Mike Wassel and Justin Turpin. And Justin, certainly chilly temperatures here. This definitely feels like November, although we haven't hit it yet, but it's been quite an interesting last couple days here in New England.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, man. It is cold. It is really cold here. Soccer weather, right?
Soccer weather, but this almost seems more like hockey weather to me.
Feels like it's ice.
As Braintree will be in their home blue uniforms. Ooh, big collision there, and that's going to be an injury right off the bat. Both players colliding, and that's going to have to take off the player. You always concern yourself with concussions in that type of spot. And
I think anything with the head, they have to come off automatically. But, that goes to show. People say soccer's not a contact sport. It certainly can be at times.
The thing with high school, that's kind of like it's like one of their rules is that when an injury happens like that, you have to at least come off the field because they stop the play. It's just kind of one of those things, but hopefully the player will be okay and be able to pass the concussion test and come back in as Walpole will start with the ball. Near sideline, as the pass goes out of bounds, Braintree will have a throw-in.
With all this cold weather, I'm shocked how many short sleeves we're seeing.
Oh yeah, remember that we used to do the when you used to play in the Braintree youth soccer. You'd have like the night games over at Carson Field, and you'd have the long sleeves on.
Those chilly Saturday mornings too.
Yeah,
they're cold, and I'm sure all the players on this field know all about that.
This one back towards the midfield mark. Braintree's really had a tough year here this season. It's been a little bit more of the same this year. Braintree struggled to find goals, and it's been kind of an interesting season in the fact that Braintree's gone through phases of, playing pretty good soccer during some of the games, but just not getting the results from them. And, it's been a tough season. So Braintree hoping that they can end the season strong, finish off their final couple games.
With the new coach and a young team, you always just kind of want to find yourself moving forward. After a tough year, you want to find something positive out of the year, and I'm sure that's kind of the message here. They know, postseason or play might be out of the question here, so just trying to find yourself and build it towards next year.
Far side of the field. Oh, they do have the scoreboard up and running now, so that'll certainly help us out, but definitely a couple minutes late, so they just start it.
Might be pretty close with the added time with the early injury. It actually might be close to what we got.
Yeah.
But I don't know where that scoreboard came from.
Actually, you might be right. Now that I think about it, that was like 10 seconds in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it might be really close with the added time, but I don't know where that scoreboard came from.
I think the athletic director actually just brought it up into the press box. Played back to the goalie, which is a dangerous play, but it works out okay for Walpole. Bad bounce, and they send it back towards the midfield mark. So Braintree trying to get something here offensively here early in this game as Walpole down on the far side of the field. They look for a cross. Braintree will clear it back out towards the sideline. Actually, the girls soccer team's had a lot of early season games here at home, but they haven't had many recently, so actually got to dig through for the roster here.
I don't know if it's like a superstition, kind of starting the game, but you see different professional sports teams do it, and sports teams in high school. The bench stands until they make a play early on. Notice on the left here, the whole Walpole bench sitting while the Braintree bench is standing, maybe because of the cold.
Yep.
But you do see that often where teams will stand until they make a play.
Happens a lot in basketball too.
Yes.
See that in basketball.
Bucket. Set the tone, get the offense going. In this case, you could be standing a while because you don't see scoring like that in soccer.
Far side of the field as Walpole brings it down that side. As Braintree again will have McGonigal in goal, who just made a save on the last shot. As the shot attempt was blocked, Braintree looking to clear it away with about 37:45 remaining here in the first half. And the keeper will send it out. Short kick A little bit of wind, not a ton, but the ball is not really traveling that well.
Certainly not like we've seen the last 2 days. That's for sure.
No, we're not talking 40, 50, even 60-mile-an-hour gusts. Although it does get windy here, as you know.
Call it the Sunset Lake breeze, right? That little lake.
See it all
does a
the
lot of
time
damage.
on this field. A lot of the times with baseball, too. You'll see the breeze really factor into those games. As we see another
Especially
collision.
early on with baseball.
Yeah, early in the year, April, early May.
You know, it feels like the weather at Braintree High School is just always terrible. Cold, windy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Sunset
You
Lake.
see the sunshine, you figure, okay, I'm going to go out there in some shorts and short sleeves, and all you suddenly get over there, and it's like, oh, drop 15
Cold.
degrees.
Exactly. It's got its own weather pattern here.
36:45 remaining on the free kick by Braintree as Walpole sends it back down the side. New name this year for Walpole. They get the Timberwolves, the new mascot.
Yeah, last year they were deciding what they used to be the Rebels.
Yep.
And last year they're calling themselves the Blue Lightning or something.
I don't know if they even had a secondary mask. I think it was just they were just calling themselves Walpole, maybe.
Yeah,
similar to
Walpole.
like the Walpole football team.
Yeah, I
or
think they were
the Washington football team.
Washington football team. Yeah.
From the
That's
NFL.
a great name.
Down the sideline, pass does not connect.
Look, a right idea with that pass.
That was Morales trying to find the oncoming Howell, but the pass looked like it may have spun in an awkward way off her foot.
Braintree really hasn't gotten the ball into Walpole's zone a lot here. A lot of time on their side of the field.
Foul against Carr. See her wearing some sort of looks like it's something on her wrist there on the right hand.
No hands in soccer.
No.
Biggest rule.
That's why you see sometimes players with like casts and stuff playing. You'll see that. Left-footed cross and to the back post. It goes wide. Nobody was able to get a piece of it.
Gave him a chance though.
So Braintree will have a goal kick here with 35 minutes left in the first half. Again, we stream live here on BCAM TV, channels 9 and 28 and Verizon and Comcast. Generally on YouTube as well. Sometimes there's been some issues with the settings on YouTube that have created some issues, as that's a dangerous collision.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Dodged a bullet there.
Not really sure what kind of a attempted tackle that was there. Wasn't even going for the ball. It was going more for the leg. Could have easily been a knee injury or something like that.
Yeah. Every time you go low, that's the first concern is the lower body injuries.
Braintree pinballs it back in towards the offensive side of the field. This is now defending is to it.
Good defense.
Braintree playing it to the far side, and Morales again has the pass knocked away. Wamps having a little bit of trouble right now. Consecutive passes up the field. Here's the attempt for Howell, who's warded off by the defender. Really trying to make something happen, but she's playing with some fire here on her own end. Braintree takes the shot, and Carr's shot goes just wide. And Walpole really a little lackadaisical there in their own end, trying to clear that one to the sideline. Braintree nearly got a gift wrap goal. So Braintree's best opportunity here in this game. Shot goes wide though. Settled down by Burke as it's moved towards the goal, and the keeper will play it out. Seems like always Howell's right in the picture. All these offensive chances, number 10 in blue. Far side of the field. We've played just about 7 minutes into this first half with no score. Fall season really dwindling down now. This final week of the regular season. Playoffs to follow, but
crazy to say that, huh?
yeah, it's
already November.
Been moving
Almost.
by quick.
I feel like we find ourselves saying that every year, though.
It's just the way life is.
Yeah.
Life moves by quickly.
Sure does.
Seemed like just the other day I was in college now. It's been a while since I've been out. Braintree with the pass up the field, still with possession as Morales trying to stay onside. As it pinballs over to Howell. Walpole coach looking for a call, hoping that was going to be whistled down for being offside, which was not the call, towards the sideline. Braintree will play it nicely. As it is Howell, goes to the corner, and it's out of bounds. Braintree will keep the ball. So this will be Braintree's throw-in, as Mello will send it in, middle of the field, Carr, and it's cleared back out to the midfield mark, as Braintree with a quick couple touches. Deep into the Braintree end, and the keeper will play it as McGonigal sends it out.
Ball might be like kicking a rock today.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Anytime the ball
Cold
hits
it
the
is.
skin,
It sounds, doesn't it? It sounds a little
it's like a rock.
hard. Yeah.
It's almost like getting hit by like a paintball gun.
Oh, yeah. I'd never done the paintball. I've always wanted to do it, but
Depending on the settings, I guess.
yeah.
But it's just has that similar feel. It's like even like in baseball when it's temperatures get cold, the ball hurts a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
.45 remaining here in the first half, as Braintree will not clear it. And then Walpole sending it to somebody, but nobody there. So not much going on the last couple minutes, although Braintree's had the game's best opportunity.
A lot of just going back and forth.
Mello trying to keep the ball inbounds and cannot. Almost went into her own bench.
The empty bench, that is.
I wonder if they'll occupy that later. Like you said, Walpole, everybody's sitting down. Braintree, everybody's standing on the far side. Trying to clear it into the far corner is Burke, and the pass was knocked out of bounds.
They do a good job having the balls accessible. Right when it goes out of bounds, takes a long roll. Usually ready to go right there.
So Walpole now with possession on the far side as they switch fields. Long pass as play stays onside, and towards the corner it goes. And off the corner flag it is going to be a goal kick. We played just over 10 minutes here into this first half and still no score.
Oftentimes the case in soccer. Slow developing.
Sometimes you don't even see a goal the entire game.
Yeah. Draw. Here we
As
go.
play remains onside, the referee lets it go. The net is empty. The shot towards the goal goes in, and Braintree has scored first.
Almost right on cue, huh?
Here at home, getting the game's first goal, and the coach for Walpole is irate. That could not believe that was not whistled offside.
Goaltender came way out of the net on that, too. That's a dangerous play when that ball's rolling. You know, almost had to beat the Braintree offensive player there, and it's a dangerous play and it backfires, but sure, Braintree's not complaining. Like we said, sometimes you only see one goal and that might be all you need, but just heard Coach yell, a lot of work to do.
So Bogner scoring for Braintree, the game's first goal. It's always such a tough call, though, in this sport, the offside call. It's never agreed on by either side. One side's like, oh, that was definitely off. The other one's like, no, it wasn't. And you're never going to get the agreement.
Never. Because one team benefits, right?
Right. Especially in this case where Braintree scores.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing that there's going to be a couple of those as play continues inside the box, and no call as it goes towards the far corner, and a corner kick is going to ensue. Player went down awkwardly inside the box, and
looked like there could have been a call there, but it's the reason they wear the green and the whistles, and we talk about it, right?
I feel like this isn't going to be the first time we're talking about a call at some point in this game, the way it's going early. Don't necessarily want to have to harp on calls, but they do factor into some of these games, as you obviously are aware of.
That's what
referees and officials, or whatever the term is that you want to go by, don't want it to be that way. You don't want the officials to factor into the outcome of the game, but sometimes that happens.
That's why they talk about the robot umps in baseball, right?
Yeah, it's starting to trend that way. I don't think that would ever become anything in high school, but it could at some point.
Unless they become a very cost-efficient machine.
Which,
maybe something that Amazon gets.
Well, that would have to be many years down the road.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's played to the far side of the field as Braintree looks to clear, and they do get a deflection off of a Walpole defender, and it will be a goal kick, but first a timeout taken on the field with 26:10 remaining in the first half. Braintree scoring first here at home. Maybe a gift goal, we'll see, but nonetheless, Braintree with the lead, 1-0. We'll take a quick break in the action and bring you back the remainder of this first half right after this. Play set to resume here at Braintree High School, here at Alumni Stadium. Mike Waschel and Justin Turpin on the call, and Braintree will have a goal kick coming out of the timeout. You don't generally see a timeout taken by the team with the lead, but in this case, I think Braintree wanted to talk things over. They haven't played particularly great, but they do have the lead, so maybe just trying to talk over some strategy.
Again, like we talked about earlier, maybe trying to build off what you have now, learning for next year and for the rest of the season. You don't want to just throw in the towel and focus on next year, but you definitely want to build towards next year and also learn from mistakes this year,
right,
and learn from what you're doing well this year as well.
Yeah, it's certainly a good learning experience, and to say, okay, hey, we get the lead, let's play with the lead now. We got to play a little different. You don't necessarily want to pack the box and say, okay, let's just play defense now. You still got to go for your chances the other end, but it's a good sign to see Braintree out in front.
We're still in the first half here, so they definitely can't do that. So
Morales looking for the pass, and they weren't on the same page. Walpole sending it to the middle of the field where Braintree collects, and they send it down the field where it's trapped down neatly by the midfield and towards the goal again, and Braintree will take that every day. It's an easy play for the Braintree goalie as McGonigal again sends it out. Far side of the field as Walpole trailing 1-0.
That's a good pass.
They continue with the ball, and Braintree trying to get it out, and they do win it nicely. Better job by the Braintree defense as they get another goal kick.
We've had a good amount of those, huh?
Yeah.
Despite the score, the Braintree bench is still standing, so
it has nothing to do with that.
Thing.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with staying till they score.
Might help them stay fresh, actually. Standing up might be a coach's thing. You're standing, you got some blood flowing. When you're sitting, you definitely get a little more cold.
Middle of the field as they look for an attempt for a shot, but nothing was there as it was headed forward. And then to the far side where Braintree collects. And it goes out of bounds off of Braintree for a Walpole throw at midfield. They went quickly with it. And now looking to switch the field as Braintree's defensive mellow was strong. And here comes Morales. Looking to go one-on-one. Goes off the defender for another Braintree throw. As Braintree's first substitution. And McGinty will come in for the Braintree goal scorer. As Bogner comes off with about 21 minutes left or so.
And that clock, like we pointed out during the break, might be a little off, but...
Into the Braintree end again, and again it is McGonigal. The fourth or fifth time she's just been able to just grab and gobble that ball up. No real issues. Nice header by Braintree. And here comes Morales, 1-on-3, being held a little bit from behind and gets taken down. And play continues.
No call again, huh?
Could have been a handball too. The ball did make contact.
It did hit her hand, yes. Yeah. When she was down, I think she was waiting for the whistle and just never got it and touched the ball with the back of her hand.
This is some awkward falls early in this game. Be a free kick moving out.
Right up, so.
30-yard line sent out. And on the far side, it's another throw. Seen a lot of those early in this game. Walpole looking for a shot, but decides against it, goes for the pass. As Carr again on strong defense, middle of the field, it's
Dangerous
open
play.
for a shot. As Braintree cannot clear, here's the shot and it's blocked by Mello, who has been doing that all season long.
She's been great on defense today too.
She had blocked, I believe, at some point here this season, she had saved a goal that I remember specifically saving the game. I mean, at the time, she was inside the goal, the goalie was down and stopped a shot right on goal. So she's done that a handful of times this year and has continued to be a strong defender for Braintree.
So you got to do is help out the goaltender, right?
A lot tougher though when you can't use your hands.
This is true.
At least the goalie has gloves and they can use their hands. It's much different when you can only use your body to block the ball.
That's why it's called football, right?
As this one is shot wide. And another goal kick. More substitutions. That wasn't a very long break for Bogner as she's back in. See a lot of winter hats out here today.
I know. Wish I had mine.
I think it's the fashion statement. I do have a Patriots one at home. Haven't dug it out yet from the winter clothes, but
it's time to bring those out.
Yeah, gonna have to. Maybe when I get home, start getting it out.
I hope this last storm isn't any indicator of what's to come this winter. I don't know about you. I think everyone can agree with this. I mean, there's some people who like snow, not me.
No.
Not me.
I definitely don't. I don't mind a little bit here and there, but I definitely don't like the big storms.
I liked it when I was in school and they'd cancel school, but now it's just a mess.
As the shot goes on goal and an offside called and a sarcastic cheer from the crowd.
The Walpole crowd traveled well here.
Yep.
And they are letting the ref hear it. I mean, as you might have just caught. Do like how the ref gave him a little wave.
Did he?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
A little wave.
It's not going to help their cause, though.
No. Well, I'm always one. If you're not the coach, then your opinions on the referee should be kept to yourself. But
it's not going to help your team in the long run because if anything, it's going to make the referee more upset.
Ever benefit you?
Nope.
Even look at the personal fouls or technical fouls in sports. I mean, you go and for selfish reasons you're getting into it with another player. It just hurts your team and end up giving them an advantage like this is. I mean, I can tell you right now, if there's a close call, they're not going to get it.
No.
Not after that.
No.
And as a coach, you can't be happy about that.
I know you're supposed to have a quick memory and just forget about those things, but it's gonna stick with them here all game long.
Well, especially if I was the official, I'd be the same way.
15:45 remaining here in this first half as we have more substitutions. Braintree with the only goal to this point. Certainly looking forward to a nice warm cooked meal when I get home.
Oh, yeah. What's on the menu tonight? Anything good?
I think some sort of like a stir fry.
There you go.
Might be takeout tomorrow. Some
Fridays,
pizza, some
right?
pizza, yep. Pizza on the menu. Kind of a customary thing though for the high school kids. They get to that growing up. A lot of the times on Fridays, cafeteria they have pizza.
The pizza, exactly.
Yeah. Another stop by the Walpole keeper who sent it out.
That'd be the day everyone didn't bring a lunch.
Right.
If you're gonna buy it, pizza day is the day to do it.
I don't know if they still do it now. I assume
They were still doing
yeah.
it when I was there, so soon they still do it.
Play continuing up the field, although I didn't know if Braintree was going to play it while they were on the ground. And then in collision.
A lot of bodies falling.
Yeah, a lot of contact, physical sport.
We said earlier, contrary to popular belief, I mean, it is a big physical sport. This could be an
Braintree will have
opportunity
a
for
free
Braintree.
kick. Here is Mello. We'll take it for Braintree with a 1-0 lead. Safely sheds this one right on goal. As the high
Trying
shot
it.
right in on goal, and it goes just over the crossbar. So she did go in that direction. Not the tallest of keepers, so that definitely had an opportunity there, trying to go right underneath that crossbar. But Braintree did not get the goal this time. Seeing head coach Ryan Pateri really go into the bench. Got to be about 6 or 7 substitutions already at this point. Not necessarily all different players, but just 6 or 7 times they've come off the field. As Braintree gets another call, and the same official starting to say, hey, if you guys want to jeer me, I'm going to give the other team some calls. Definitely,
And now they got another chance.
definitely the right calls. I mean, they were fouls, but
Yeah,
it's just
they're
a
not
matter.
going to give you just free calls,
Right.
but I mean, anything close, you're most likely not going to get. It's going to go in the other direction.
And play is offside again. No ride cheer this time from the crowd. No. Played over the midfield mark. Braintree's lead is 1-0 as they continue to possess quite often here in this first half. Braintree's definitely been the better team. And the ref hand stays down as Braintree will keep possession.
Braintree tried their best there not to go off sides. And again, could have been close, and it's probably going to go in the direction of Braintree today.
Quick throw in by Braintree. As play is still inbounds. Walpole trying to clear it out of their own end, and that takes a bad bounce. Braintree will get another throw in. So unofficially 12 minutes left here in this first half. Let's probably see a little bit of stoppage time. 2 Walpole players in the same spot. The communication not there. And then Braintree plays it out of bounds.
So many lines. So many lines on this field.
The furthest one, obviously the most important for soccer.
Red one.
Obviously football, pretty recognizable.
Pretty
where
recognizable, yes.
where
Definitely the
where the
easiest
boundary
ones.
is. Another foul here as Braintree called for it. So the Timberwolves will have a free kick just over the midfield mark, right on the Braintree B. As this one in on goal.
Another one she
And
just
again,
runs up on.
McGonigal will make the stop. These technically go as shots on goal, but I mean, these are about as easy of stops as you can get. Mello clears it back out for Braintree as both players rise in the air. And Braintree could not get the next touch. Now Morales has it. loses control again, and Walpole playing it all the way back to the goalie. Playing it with their feet and nearly giving it away. Walpole's played it around in their own end. They've not made some clears that you would think that they would do. That was right in the middle of the field. You don't want to do that. So quick throw in at their own bench as Braintree heads it out of bounds. Braintree coming away with the ball.
Braintree trying to play quick today.
It's the way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Quick decisions. A lot of the times you'll catch the defense off guard. As this one going towards the goal, this will be onside. He has a chance for a shot, and Braintree was quick to get it away.
Good defense.
Nicely done by Tuitt, who clears it away. And again, going all the way back to the goalie. That's dangerous. They've done that a couple times. And Braintree nearly again able to take the giveaway. Surprised they keep going back to that same play. It hasn't worked. Under 10 minutes left here in the half. Braintree with the only goal to this point still. Wamps want a substitution at the next whistle. Here's the shot, and again, McGonigal with the save. Hasn't had to make too many tough stops, but certainly had to make some saves here in this first half. She's been involved.
Looks good on the stat sheet.
I feel like as a goalie, though, that's kind of what you want. You want to be involved. You don't want to be sitting around, and then all of a sudden you're cold and no shots, and then all of a sudden the next shot goes in. So it's like...
Keeps you into it.
Yep. I'm sure that's what most goalies would tell you. They want to get some touches quite often just to stay in rhythm. As Braintree sends this one down the field and in on a hop on goal. Nearing the end of this first half, Braintree hoping to hold on to a 1-0 lead. As it's dumped into the Braintree end, they're going to let this one roll out of bounds. I believe the field hockey team with their senior night after this game, so
that will be cold.
Yeah, temperatures will be on the decline. As that one goes out of bounds, Braintree will keep moving it up the field. Another throw in for Braintree. They keep moving it up the field. It seems like the ball's really dying on those throw-ins. I think the wind's pushing it backwards.
Weather, always an element.
So it'll be a Walpole throw this time as they just continue to trade throw-ins. Here's Carr up ahead for Howell, and play is offside. As Braintree continues to be caught back behind the defense. Another 2 players for Braintree. It's so hard, but you got to stay disciplined if you're Braintree. You got to stay onside.
It's hard to do it. Easier said than done.
It's the easiest call though in soccer when you know there's a whistle and you're 5 yards behind everybody, you know there's a pretty good chance that you're offside.
Yep. Turn around and you know what you did.
Defense playing it all the way back, and here goes Braintree again. They got to stay on side. Howell's really trying to straddle that line, and she's having issues.
Trying to get in there.
Yeah, she's having issues staying on side, but here Braintree will be on side. As Howell will move it towards the goal, looking for a shot. Does let it go, and it gets blocked out of bounds. Oh no, it just went wide.
Benefited her there, straddling that line.
Well, the shot certainly was not what was intended, because that one didn't hit the goal, and the way it was shot, I thought the ball had to have been blocked, but it was just a mishit on the shot. So we're under 5 minutes left here in this opening half, and Braintree still clinging to a 1-0 lead. On a goal, about 12, 15 minutes in or so.
Yeah, early goal.
Then it was quickly followed by a timeout, so we'll see how long
Gotta
Braintree
figure there will
can.
be some stoppage time added.
Yeah, I would assume so. Probably not a ton though.
No.
Hasn't really been many issues other than that early
Injury 3
injury.
seconds in.
Yeah, and then the clock didn't stop. But the refs have it on their watch. It doesn't really matter about the scoreboard, to be honest. And a handball, I believe, called. So free kick sent in with the left foot as play remains on side, and then again, McGonigal is able to read it.
Pops right up to her. She's been involved, but I bet she's not complaining about the ball she's been getting.
The header from Carr keeps Braintree with possession. Cutting it back is Bogner, trying to send it to the far side of the field. And Braintree again clearing it back up. Right now it's just kicking and running towards it. As this one goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Player looking for a call.
Dove to get the ball and looked for a call.
Yeah, there was nothing coming from that. That's just common in this sport where everybody does that. The defender just tries to hold you off and let the ball roll out of bounds.
Yep.
It happens all the time. I know it's frustrating, but that's just the way it goes. Everybody does it. Walpole's going to do it. Braintree's going to do it. It's just the way it is. If you're thinking you're going to get that call, probably playing the wrong sport at this point. Braintree plays it up and gives it away. That was not a good pass. And now Walpole has some room. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Walpole doing a good job moving the ball. It's just haven't had many opportunities on the net.
And the ball going out of bounds. We give Braintree the ball back. Substitutions by both sides. It's going to be busy here at Braintree High School the next 24 hours to 36 hours or so between this game, the field hockey game after, and then the football game tomorrow night. A lot going on as Walpole with a foul to give Braintree a free kick. Braintree has Wellesley tomorrow for the football game.
Clear skies for that one, hopefully.
Yep. Saturday is supposed to rain most of the day.
Just a little chilly tomorrow night, but
Tomorrow night I'll be up in the booth. Not the case right now.
a little warmer up there, hopefully.
Yeah, they have the hatch open up above though, which brings in the cold air, but warmer without the breeze. Braintree with the takeaway. That's a nice pass towards that far corner, but it does roll out of bounds. All those cones still sitting on the ground for some reason for Walpole. I don't know why those could cause an injury there. Somebody stepped on one of those.
Yeah, there's going to be picked up.
I'm surprised the referees haven't mentioned it either.
Stop play for it, yeah.
I would. Braintree will remain on side. Now they will not.
So the Walpole coach threw his hands up in the air.
He might as well be the referee.
before he even passed, before the ball even passed. Man.
Overall, though, after that first stoppage with the quick little injury, this first half has gone by pretty quickly.
Yeah, been a quick half. They come right in front of this big green, big black and green thing. I don't know what it is, though. Talking about that a little bit before.
Walpole looking to do something here. They don't have a ton of time left, and they're working it backwards. Braintree with possession again.
Got to be under 2 minutes here, I'd assume, with the stoppage time included.
And that's a handball on Braintree. And they stop the clock. That's just protocol. They usually stop it under 2 minutes in the first half. As this one in towards goal on another easy save. It's all about playing the hop right now at this point for McGonigal. That's all she's really had to do.
Done a good job with it.
Yep. Still got to be done as Braintree was knocked down. Getting fouled that time was Burrow.
Be nice for Braintree to tack one on here before the end of the half.
Both sides riding the officials here.
There we go.
As Braintree remains on side, looking for a goal here. And not sure what the call was. Apparently another offside, even though.
Saw a Braintree player on the ground, so.
You can see head coach Pinteri really getting frustrated with his team not staying on side, and I can understand that. I mean, it's like I was talking about earlier. It's just, I mean, you got to know the rules. You got to understand that they're playing to get you offside. That's what Walpole obviously is trying to do right now, and Braintree's not doing a good job of staying onside. So hopefully they can fix that at half. And pretty good first half for Braintree, though. They have the only goal at this point, and Justin, 40 minutes more to play. Braintree's hoping to get a win here at home, and it's been a tough season, but maybe you can get one here at home against Walpole.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, kind of finding yourself. I mean, in a tough season, first-year head coach, you've had a tough season now. Trying to find some positives to take away at the end of the year. Maybe the record won't show it all. If you finish strong, say, look, we won this much out of our last couple games. I mean, it gives you a lot of confidence going into next year. So that's got to be the goal here, and I'm sure they know it.
So our first half has concluded. 40 minutes in the books, 1-0 Braintree, as we'll be back for live stream broadcast of this second half after a quick break. Welcome back to Alumni Stadium. Getting ready to start the second half. Mike Wassel and Justin Turpin on the call here for BCAM TV. And we are ready to start the second half now as Braintree with a 1-0 lead. We'll see if the teams talked any strategy here, and we'll see if anything changes. That was a awkward collision.
And we were just talking about how standing might have made us a little colder. I just saw before they kicked off here, everyone was jumping up and down, just trying to get some movement, trying to warm up a little bit. You know,
keep the blood flowing.
It's like, it's not like cold, and it's like the wind. It's just not
has
nice.
It has a nice chill to it.
Yeah, maybe it's not. We're not used to it yet, but saw every single one of them getting ready to find something going. And
well, I think a lot of kids are still hoping that the weather is good enough because you get Halloween coming up around the corner.
Yep.
Only a few days from now.
Sunday night.
Really haven't had a normal Halloween in a few years though.
No.
With COVID, the last couple. That was a foul, but they let play continue. Oh, no, they don't. I don't know why the VAR official made the call. The other one looking right at it didn't even call it.
If there's any official let it here, I don't think he's blown the whistle once today.
No.
But it's been this guy right in front of us, this near official that's been hearing it. But I mean,
clearly was a foul. I mean,
I'm all for letting them play, but you know, when it calls for a whistle and it breaks the rules, you got to blow it. So
you have to wonder if he even has a whistle at this point.
Right?
Or did he swallow it?
He doesn't have one of those remote ones. Maybe the battery's dead.
Yeah,
give him the benefit
they
of
have
the doubt.
those for volleyball
Yes.
now. You can just touch it and it signals it.
You know, I noticed it for the first time last year, and I thought it was a COVID restriction. And it actually seems like a very convenient thing.
Far side of the field, Braintree plays it back in. Howell looking to get involved again as the ball trickles free for Carr, who cuts back with the ball, staying with possession. And Braintree continuing with the ball as Walpole going down. And on the far side of the field, Braintree eludes with it. Good job by Bogner, as Bogner still with the ball. Far side now, it is Howell, long run to get there, and it's played right to the sideline, and then off of Braintree. So we played a couple minutes here into this second half, and Braintree, for the most part, has controlled the play early in the second half, but Walpole for the first time on the Braintree side of the field. That was a pretty nice throw.
It was a pretty nice throw. I think the cutter there, number 3, slowed down a little bit. If she kept going, it could have been a big opportunity.
Braintree will send it back out.
Might be part of the trying to stay on sides thing. We've seen that a common theme today.
This time up the field it goes, long run, and kept inbounds as Braintree's defense will look to clear it.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, I think Braintree should have taken their time that time. I know you're sometimes in a panic, but Braintree had a lot of space to try and clear that one away, and Foreign wasn't really taking any chances, just tried to clear it out of bounds.
Another one that just kind of bounces right into the goaltender's hands.
Long ball up the field.
It's weird. It doesn't look that long on the the full field, but that's a 45-yard kick.
Walpole looking to make something happen here. Braintree with plenty of blue jerseys back, though, on defense. As the pass deflects out of bounds. That time moving it up the field was Bello. We haven't called her name much. Short throw from DeRusso. And Braintree will continue to move it up the field. All the way up the field it goes, and now some space, 1-on-3. As the cutback will open up Brum, a lot of space for the shot, and the shot goes out of bounds off of Braintree, deflected by the keeper. As McGonigal got a piece, that shot was going wide, but She wasn't able to catch it cleanly.
It's a good offensive play, especially if you're a right-handed, right-footed kicker, I guess. Right-footed kicker. I mean, kicking with your off foot. I mean, that's a tough play.
I'm a little surprised, though, that Walpole did not cross the pass. They had a wide-open player in front of the goal and did not go in that direction, which cost them there. But they do get a corner kick, a rare one in this game, and
good play.
Really no trouble at all from McGonigal. Generally, you try and get a lot of players in front of the goalie, try and make it tough for her, but that was pretty easy for her to make that stop. And Braintree again is offside.
Powell's had trouble with that today.
Braintree looks to clear it. Ball popped free as Walpole was on the far side. 34 minutes and some change left in this game as Walpole looking for the cross, long pass, and it's more of a shot as it goes wide on the back post. So Braintree will have a goal kick. It's been goal kick, offsides, throw-ins. Those have been the main calls here today. Just the one goal. Braintree right now on the right side of the scoreboard. Far corner, long run, and not going to get there.
They love to work this near sideline to us. They've been really busy on that.
So the ball was tracked down as Braintree wants substitutions. First time in the game for Stones, 19 in blue. Also seeing McGinty in for her second time. Bogner and Howell coming off. Braintree has not had any trouble going into their bench in this game.
It appears it's going to be a quick substitution.
Seems to be the case for most of Braintree's substitutions here in this game.
Just got a quick breather and some quick coaching and get right back in.
I think Braintree's been shorthanded here this season. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. Opportunity here for Braintree. But pass here to the near side. And Braintree clearing it, trying to get it out of bounds, could not, as it goes down the far side of the field. And it will be a goal kick. .31:45 remaining.
Half's moving along.
Long pass, plays onside. Here is Stones, and now is whistled offside.
How many times have we heard that today?
Just when you thought Braintree was going to get a good rush up the field.
Looked like the goaltender was going to meet her there anyway, so. Man, how many offsides is that today?
Too many.
Discipline. Coach is losing his mind over there.
And a free kick around the 35-yard line here on the turf field. Look at all the Braintree players. Walpole cannot get behind him until Braintree moves backwards here. So this might be a shot on goal, and that's exactly where it's going. And right into the hands of McGonigal, who was collided with.
Could have been dangerous.
She didn't really care much for the contact after the save. Open space now for Walpole as Braintree's defense able to slow it down. Looked like a clear two-handed shove in the back.
Good move.
As Braintree moves it up the field. And Braintree called for a foul. It's a pretty weak call.
And letting them play all day, and then that one gets whistled.
Braintree holding on to a 1-0 lead, but this is definitely a shooting opportunity. As this one in on goal and goes just over the crossbar. That did not miss by much.
Looked like it went in.
The way it was, the trajectory of it, it looked like it was going right in, and somehow it found its way over the bar. And Braintree fortunate that they did not allow the tying goal. Although that was a pretty soft call and the amount of contact that they have let go in this game. Just under 29 minutes left. And both sides getting opportunities here in the second half. Nice takeaway from Braintree. All the way down the field it goes. Stone's trying to track it down for Braintree. As it's played to the sideline, kept inbounds for the moment, and then it goes out off of Walpole. So Braintree
trying to move quick
with a quick throw in.
Ooh.
Shoulder to shoulder. No foul that time. .28 minutes remaining. As Braintree wins the header.
At some point, if we get a little bit deeper into this half and we're still looking at a 1-0 game, Braintree might really go to their defensive players. And same for Walpole, they could go to their offensive players, best on best. And not anytime soon, still a lot of time to be played, but
27.5 remaining, and Braintree will look to play it out. Walpole winning the ball in the air as they switch it across the field, and Braintree with the steal. Here goes
no
Mello.
Offsides call.
Mello up the field, looking to make it a cross, but could not. Braintree defense has played pretty strong here in this game.
Well defended by Walpole.
Able to get the steal. And then Braintree with even better defense. But then a giveaway. It's nice when you see a steal, but then you give the ball right back, so it's like counterproductive.
Yep.
Braintree substitution.
Howell sat for a little longer than originally we thought was gonna.
Quick throw in. As Braintree wants more changes at the next whistle.
It's gonna get it now. She looks cold.
Got the long
Hands
sleeves
tucked
on.
in the long sleeves.
Well, they're coming off the bench too, where they probably have a jacket on. Into the Braintree defensive end, as Bello uses the middle of the field. And then a forearm knocking her down gives Braintree the free kick.
Oof. That would have been hard if it hit her off the head.
I think she was trying to have that one skim the top of her head and just head that one towards the goal. Far side, and Braintree's defense eliminates that chance. That one pops up in the air as Mello goes flying for the header as the ball is out of bounds.
You can't even see the
That's
out
far
of bounds
side,
on
yeah.
that far side. It's
What is
not even up here, and we got
No.
the eye in the sky partially.
We can see the whole field, just not the boundary on that side.
No.
It's not clear enough to judge.
It's a
from
tough
here.
red line. Ooh,
And a foul on Braintree.
there's an offensive lineman block there.
.23 and a half remaining. Braintree still clinging to a 1-0 lead. Braintree's able to head it away. Timberwolves use the middle of the field, and then it clears out of
Ooh,
bounds.
some good
where
moves there by BK.
Braintree will have a throw-in.
In the boots, popping the ball.
Styling his hair after, too.
Hardest working man in the photography business right there.
Nice win in the air by Walpole, getting the header for their team. Open space now, cutting back, looking for a shot, as the shot is going wide, and McGonigal making a nice stop with the outstretched hands. That shot was going at least 5 feet wide. Surprised she even tried to stop it.
Yeah, just hit it down, got the bounce. Just playing a really good game back there.
And Braintree with the steal. And here goes Morales down the far side of the field. Cannot win the race to the loose ball, but Walpole does clear it out of bounds, and Braintree will get a throw-in with 22 minutes remaining. So a second goal here in this half would be huge if Braintree could get that 2-0 lead.
But
You
for a
never
team
know.
that has struggled to score goals this season, especially, scoring two.
Another foul. And Braintree will have a free kick, but it'd be a good feeling to have a 2-goal lead, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
So we'll see what Braintree does here. Free kick from
place.
Mello, looking for Carr inside the box. It's Morales. Had the ball and just couldn't get the shot off. Oh, nice kick from Horan.
Mello put that in a good place.
Really gave Braintree an opportunity for a quality shot. That did not take a good bounce for Braintree. And now it's Walpole trying to break free. And that should have been a handball, and it will be.
Just called it. Great defensive play there by Braintree.
Player talking with the official. That's not going to go over very well. Ooh, that was a big forearm in the back.
Take it, right? Advance the ball.
Braintree with a free kick at midfield with half of the second half remaining.
Didn't get a lot under that one.
No, it was a low liner. Need a little bit more trajectory underneath. There's Braintree with the steal. And then that goes out of bounds.
Coach calling timeout here.
Walpole timeout with
Braintree.
Braintree timeout.
Braintree timeout.
With 19:40 remaining in the ball game. Braintree holding on to a 1-0 lead. We'll take a break in the action and be back for the rest of this game right after this. Play set to resume. Braintree with throw-in at midfield. Holding on to a 1-0 lead. As the ball pops to the far side. As Walpole needs a goal here in the second half to tie it up.
Clock not on their side.
Still plenty of time left, but Braintree could really use a good stretch of time here and make something happen on offense. It'll be a Walpole throw. As that one goes up and over the Braintree defense. That one goes out of bounds again off of Braintree. I think right now you got to mark up a couple players seeming for Walpole. Number 5 for them seeming to be their best player. As play is going to be out of bounds. Walpole really giving this referee a lot of lip here.
Yeah.
That 3 or 4 different players.
Started with the spectators and starting to move into the to the players. And
how often does any of the players' comments change the official's opinion?
Never.
I don't think I've ever seen
Never.
it.
Especially at this level. I mean, we talk about it for professional guys. Yeah, sometimes you can convince you to get in a call, but here, I mean, at this level, it's not happening.
Oh, at that level, they have replay too.
Exactly.
Where they can look at something and change their mind.
And it's not something coaches appreciate.
Braintree called for a foul.
No coach wants to have their player get a card, get a penalty, or anything like that for mouthing off to an official. I mean,
McGonigal will send it out.
it's not like they hand these guys, hand them shirts and a whistle and say, "Here you go." I mean, there is some training to it, and although sometimes it might seem that way. It's
certainly easy to get on top of the officials.
Oh, they're always the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Not going to point fingers at each other. It's always the opponent and the officials. Right? And if you're pointing fingers at each other, then that's not a good thing.
The problem's never in the mirror.
No.
Far side of the field as the Braintree defense clears it. A lot of room there on that far side. As Braintree does work it over midfield. Could not connect with Howell. As play remains inbounds. Looked like a little bit of tugging going on that far side.
Was just pulling her and then pushed her.
And then it goes out of bounds for a goal kick.
I mean, that was some UFC moves. Can tell the frustrations and whatnot starting to fly around a little bit.
So off of the goal kick, it'll be Walpole moving it down the far side where Braintree gets the throw in. Just over 15 and a half remaining. As Braintree looking to secure 2 points with the victory here in this one. It's a good pass by Walpole. They switch the field. And now looking to work it to that corner. But Braintree with a quick read of the play. And then they get a throw.
Approaching the 15-minute mark here. See if some substitutions will change kind of the approach of the game. Double doink there.
Play up in the air. And not sure which way the call's going.
I think he said blue 9, no more, I think. I don't see a number 9, but.
Must have meant Walpole, number 9.
Slap on the wrist.
Things got out of hand early anyway. The officials kind of didn't take control early, and it's trickled down. Coaches and players.
Once you lose the control of the game, you know it's tough to regain it. And we're seeing that today.
It's all about the threshold. It's all about being consistent.
Yep.
That's a nice pass.
If you're calling it loose, you can't change it.
A couple of nice passes
Another
by
good
Walpole.
pass, yeah. Ooh, good move,
as they cut back, and the Braintree defense is able to slow down the rush. As play remains on side into that far corner, and Braintree's looking to clear it away, and they do. Not a full clear though. Here's the shot towards goal, and it's McGonigal again.
I feel like all the balls to McGonigal have been off of one hop. One hop right at the chest.
13 and a half left. See if Walpole starts to take some chances here soon. They need a goal. And Braintree will clear it back out towards midfield. Haven't been able to get their forwards involved recently. Haven't seen Howell touch the ball much here in the second half.
Looking for her there. Gonna have to win the foot race. Doesn't seem like she will.
As the Walpole defense clears it. It's a good idea though. You got to get.
This is good for
offense.
Braintree. Keep it in the Walpole zone. You know, let that clock trickle down. Under 13 minutes to go here.
So Braintree will have a throw with about 12 and a half remaining. Going over the top was Walpole, and then it's cleared into the Braintree bench. As Braintree will have substitutions first. Time of the essence right now for the visitors, who trail 1-0. And Braintree trying to throw it to the far corner. Was that deflected? As a timeout is taken here with just about 12 minutes left. And a 1-0 game as Walpole takes a timeout. We'll take it as well. Braintree holding on to a 1-0 lead. We'll be back. Play set to resume. As Braintree holds on to a 1-0 lead, Justin, it's been an interesting game, that's for sure. A lot of early calls, and the cold is certainly factored in. But this is the time of the year now. This is what they call winning time, late in the season. Braintree plays it into the attacking end.
I've seen 2 timeouts from Braintree while they've held the lead, which, you pointed it out the first one. It was strange. I know they didn't take the last one, but it just kind of popped in my mind. We've seen 3 timeouts today. Typically not something you see a lot, but 3 of them today, and 2 by the leading team.
Braintree with a throw-in as they throw it right towards that corner flag. And Walpole now has an opportunity to move it up the field, 3-on-3. One of the few times they've had some space to work with in this game, and Braintree was tripped up. That should be a yellow card, and there it is. The dangerous play. No need for that.
She didn't mean to, and part of the game, though.
Doesn't mean you're not going to get the card,
Yep.
though. Still plenty of time left. But the referee finally got the right call. One of the few times in this game.
What is the confusion here?
Must be a substitution. The player must have to come off with the card, I believe.
For the yellow card? I don't know what the confusion was there. She has to come off.
Yeah, the player has to come off because of a yellow card. So I believe you're still replaced, though. I don't think it's not like a penalty.
Braintree added. So are they 2-player advantage here? Or?
No way.
I saw they added. I mean, what happened there?
Seen some interesting stuff, that's for sure. But
I didn't see somebody come off for Braintree. I might have missed it, but saw Howell came in. Number 5 for Walpole comes off.
Howell's on the sideline right now, waiting to come in.
Out.
Yeah, she's on the sideline right now next to the coach.
Okay. She came back up. All right.
Back up the field towards midfield. And on the far side, looks like we're going to have some substitutions here. Both sides making changes.
For number 5. I don't think anyone came. I don't think she was substituted for when she came out. So they did have a 1-player advantage there. I didn't see anyone come off there. And
11:20 remaining. As Braintree with a push in the back. It's going to be a foul. They've definitely gotten things under control better here in the second half, but got out of hand in the first half, which is probably why there's been some frustration and why we saw a yellow card. Chance here for a shot, and that one goes a mile wide. Braintree in no trouble here. They're content to let things run. Common misperception, though, here is that this isn't like basketball where the clock is that important in the fact that the referees have the official time on the field on their watch. So it's not, even if the clock's running when it shouldn't be, it doesn't really matter. But I think a lot of spectators don't understand that part of the game. Braintree looks to clear. That's not a good pass. And the shot goes wide. Not what you want to do there if you're DeRusso.
we might get like probably 11 minutes left here after the stoppage time's added. Figure. I did hear the official yell, the clock stopped during that confusion there, so I think we add a couple seconds, so probably looking at 11 minutes left in this one.
Played to the sideline. Did Braintree touch it? No.
Oof, tough throw.
That wasn't a good throw.
No. I don't know what happened there. Slipped out, maybe?
And then it's a foul, too. So Braintree got bailed out. Not a great throw, and then they get a free kick from it. If you're Braintree, I'm surprised they're not trying to use a little bit more clock. I mean, this is what you want to do. Take your time.
Yep.
Check the cleats.
Exactly.
Sportsmanship.
Let it bleed. Spend as much time in their zone as you can. Play some cat and mouse, toss the ball around. You don't want this to happen. because this could be an opportunity.
A lot of space on the far side.
Yep. It's a tough play. They defended it well.
Here comes the cross, back post, the header, and Braintree with the stop. And it's a handball, which is going to give a penalty kick.
After a great defensive play there. Oh,
So a chance here for the tying strike on the penalty kick. Unfortunate situation there for the Braintree defense. They got the hand in the way. And a chance for the tying strike. Well, it'll only be fitting for this game to see another interesting call. Chance, the shot, and they score. And McGonigal actually had a chance on that one. That was pretty close to her when she went into that dive. It was low. It wasn't really labeled very well. I'm not going to say she should have stopped it, but that was one that probably could have been stopped.
What you want to happen if you're Braintree. You know, you're inside 10 minutes to go. Defend it really well, and you know, if this game is a draw off a handball, I mean, that's just the story of the season for the Wamps.
I was going to say, that's a fitting ending here for Braintree in a season that really has been struggling for them.
Now you can't drown on it now. You see Walpole's back into it, and you know, they've kind of switched roles, and you hear some of the Braintree bench now with their hands up, confused as to what's going on, and you can't lose control here. I mean, much rather end on a draw than a loss. And you'd much rather win, and you still got time to do so, but, you know, gotta mentally get back into it.
Braintree cuts it back and sends it to the far side. Now in a tie game at 1 after the penalty kick. And now play is remaining onside, but Braintree picks it up. This is one that Braintree, if you don't win, you're probably a little disappointed that you didn't get the 2 points from it.
Yep.
It's a game that you've played as the better team most of the way, and unfortunate.
To lose the lead in the final 10 minutes of such a hard-fought game, physical game.
Yeah. Braintree led for, almost 50 minutes of this game, scoring about 15 minutes in.
Still some time to do some damage, but the clock now not on.
Look at the way the field is right now. Everybody's clogged in the middle of this field. Nobody's on the perimeters. I don't really understand the spacing.
That's where the space is, right? If you're Walpole, though, I mean,
you got to be happy to get that tying goal, but also they haven't played particularly well in this game either. So
you know, if you can escape here with the draw, and if they're playing this type of game they've played today, and no complaints there. It has not been pretty.
Certainly hasn't been a well officiated game. That's one way to say it. Braintree wins the ball. Let's see if somebody can make something happen here in the final 6 minutes.
It takes just that one bounce. That's all it takes. And now you got a big play, and that's how both the goals have been scored today. We saw Braintree got a good roll ahead, ended up putting the goal home, and then we saw a handball because a penalty kick, and now we're here. So
and goes out of bounds off of Braintree. All the momentum on the visitors' side from Walpole.
Even the little things, like we mentioned earlier, no one from the Braintree bench sitting. You know, a couple of them slid. Not really in that pack they were in earlier. Just can't lose focus.
There's still plenty of time left, though, for Braintree to
Absolutely.
get a go-ahead goal, but got to start to string some passes together.
Clock reads about 5 minutes, probably with the stoppage time, a little more than that.
And here's a chance for Morales. Howell's up ahead. She can get it there. And nobody's there on the far side. That's what I talked about earlier. Ref just called that offside. That's horrible.
That's not even close.
There's no way that that's offside.
It wasn't even close.
We gotta get the we gotta get a recertification out here.
Yes, I think so.
This is brutal.
I mean, they did show up 3 minutes before the game started, so I think they players are waiting on them for a little while, which is... We've had the officials back most of the day today, but I mean, that's just...
Nice steal by Mello, looking ahead for Howell. Every time you see the ball on the side of the field, you wonder if the referee's arm's going to go for offside.
Yep.
Nice header by
Particularly that far
Morales.
side ref.
Yes.
He's been really whistle happy. Good move by Howell.
Howell still with the ball as it trickles to the far side. Braintree looking for a corner kick, does not decide for it. As
the Braintree
Morales
bench
now
seems to be
sends
into
it to the far side where it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Final minutes now.
Clock's been stopped at 5, so I don't know how much time would be left.
Can't imagine more than 2.5, 3 minutes.
Waning minutes in this one.
Well, the way this has gone, not really surprised that we're in the midst of a tie game. Neither side has been the more superior team. But this would be a nice way for Braintree to end the season with a home win.
It's like
And
we
it's going
talked
to
about
play to the
earlier,
sideline.
finding yourself and, oh, good play there, athletic play. And we talked about it earlier, finding yourself in a tough season like this and, you know, taking some positives. I mean, this is the furthest thing from a positive. You are the better team majority of the game, and, you know, you lose it within the final 8 minutes. I mean, it's crushing.
Braintree with a little giveaway, and that's a nice defensive play by Bello. Braintree has something going here, and again, they're offside. What the heck was that?
I'm not sure. Maybe try to catch McGonigal sleeping a little bit, or... Just don't let them score here. And I just heard somebody else stay in the game. And no
Player
call on
slipping
that.
down
That's
for Walpole.
Uh-oh.
Here comes McGonigal coming out. Trying to sell a call here late, not going to happen.
Not a bad idea, though.
Braintree has had a chance for a steal there, and it goes into the bench, and it's off Braintree. We don't have the official time, but I can't imagine more than 2 minutes left in this one.
I don't think he even has it. He hasn't had much today.
Braintree looking for a steal. They do get it, but can't move it up the field. It's been the story here in the second half. Haven't seen a ton of offensive chances for Braintree. They've played too defensive-minded, and they haven't had their chances at the other end.
Could be the last chance here for Braintree if they can get it into Walpole territory. You said waning minutes of this one.
Gotta want the ball if you're Braintree. As Braintree called for the foul.
Wonder if they take a shot on goal here. I know it's far, but it's how much time's left. It's almost like a Hail Mary. Try to get a ricochet or
Paper
something.
bounce. Here's a chance. And a save. McGonigal rebound. They score
No.
in the final seconds of the ball game. And there is the goal for Walpole to go ahead. In a
That's
game that
exactly-
Braintree has led for 80% of it, they somehow find a way to trail.
Exactly what they were looking for. You know, I said it before. Maybe went for almost a Hail Mary. They were looking for a bounce and they got it.
Did it hit a shoulder? It looked like it took an odd bounce.
It hit something, but just terrible. Cannot have that. Like you said, 80% of the time you lead the game, you know, trying to find yourself like we've been harping on all day, and that happens. I mean, it's a crusher. And you can see the Braintree bench is
Heartbreaker.
Sucked. The life is gone out of that bench. And
This is played to the perimeter. Walpole trying to drain the clock. And now Braintree finds themselves needing a goal.
And for Walpole, you know, you get the handball call and a penalty kick and tie the game, and then you take advantage of that opportunity. You're kind of handed a tie. You take advantage of it and go and make it 2 points. I mean, big for Walpole.
So Braintree has to have something here late to try and tie this one up. Walpole claiming that Braintree was offside.
The one time we haven't heard that today.
And it is a goal kick. Not sure I want to be making substitutions at this point in the game.
Not with this clock running. And shocked it's as high as it is.
Well, this would be a bad loss for Braintree if they do indeed end up losing 2-1. And you know what the call is here.
Yep. Who saw that coming?
So offside the call yet again. I don't think either coach is going to want to shake hands with the referee after this game.
Can't imagine it. Very poorly officiated game, but to be fair, Braintree had the lead majority of the game and
can't say that.
You can't blame this loss on the officials.
I mean,
whatsoever.
the handball inside the box, that's a definite penalty.
That.
Yeah, some bad decisions by Braintree here in the second half, including not really getting any offense. I mean, you kind of packed the box, and that's going to be the final score as Braintree drops it here today. Bad loss here at home, 2-1. Had the lead 80% of the way and gave a goal on the penalty kick, and then one slipping through the cracks late as Braintree dropped it 2-1. Justin, really not a good game here today for Braintree. Frustrating one, that's for sure, but it's been that kind of season for Braintree, and it continues here today.
Yeah, that's not what you want. Like we've been saying it all day, trying to find yourselves, and you have a tough loss like this at home, one of your last home games. A team that struggled to score, you get one early, and you just end up losing it. Literally the final 8 minutes, it's just tough loss for Braintree, and tough to build off that.
Yeah, it's been that kind of season though for Braintree, a frustrating season, and doesn't get any better here today. Unfortunate they lose this one here at home. They get one more home game, I believe, against Framingham, and then the season will come to a close for Braintree. So they drop it here today. Final score 2-1 as Walpole with the victory over Braintree. So our live stream broadcast will conclude. On behalf of our camera person here today, Christine Patterson, my partner here today, Justin Turpin, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.